Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon. And yeah, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me another amazing guest. I have with me Daniela Conroy Photography and Design. Daniela, welcome to the Northeast Studio.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing really great today. How about yourself?
I'm always good. We've just met a few minutes ago. We're just sitting back, just cutting it up a little bit. You seem like a bundle of energy.
I've actually been told that a lot by people.
It must be true. If 6 people say you did it,
oh, true. Then
it must be true.
I like to think so. I like to put out good energy into the world and hope that good energy comes back.
I agree with it. It's a big circle.
Yes.
Comes around, goes around.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yes, I totally agree.
Now, you are a young entrepreneur. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But you're a very creative person, I hear.
I like to think so. I have always been really passionate and kind of had that creative bug. Ever since I was a kid, that was something that was of interest to me. I was the kid that would slice together slides on a PowerPoint, time it to music, and to add photos that I'd taken to celebrate my parents' birthdays. And so it's always been something that I've been very passionate about, and I've been very lucky to now be in a space in which I can do it every day.
Folks, she says, back when she was a kid, way back then when she was a kid, like a couple years ago.
Like I am still a kid. I still have a lot to learn.
No. I'm giving you a hard time because I like you.
Oh.
So you were that kid giving the presentation that no one wanted to go after.
Yes.
I'm not doing my presentation after her. You were that one.
Oh, I was the kid that would correct the teachers.
Wow.
It only happened a few times, but I do have some distinct memories.
Just can't help it, can you?
Yeah, I was prideful. I've definitely I've been humbled a lot as I've grown older, but
That's part of it.
Yeah. Well, I was the teacher's pet. I just really wanted to do good, and I'm the youngest of 5. So,
are you really?
Yes. And so I've always kind of had that golden child. I just want to be the best, and I want to do anything I can so that my family.
Well, you had
a
lot of competition.
Yes, a lot of competition. I just really wanted to make everybody proud of me.
What is the age range between you and your oldest?
So the
sibling?
Oldest he is 38.
You don't have to. Oh, you're giving ages. You didn't have to.
He's not quite 40, but he has 3 kids. They're my nieces and nephews. I love them dearly. The closest in age to me, she is 2 years older than me.
So what, a good 10, 12 years between all of you?
Yeah, I think it's 14 years.
I'm trying not to give your age away, but you just did, but that's okay.
Oh, man. Well,
it's okay.
Actually, yeah, now I'm thinking I might be doing the math wrong.
That's all right.
I can never remember.
Well, now, I'm not going to call out the teacher on that one. She did the math wrong.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I could see that. You have, shall we say, considerably older siblings.
Yes.
There are shoes to fill, and if you're a competitive person,
yes.
I could see that, I could see that being a challenge.
Yeah, it was a challenge, but it was also, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of what to do, what not to do, and everybody gave me great advice, and so they've all been so supportive of me, and that's been what's been really cool for me, is especially on this journey with my own business.
So you must be a sponge, more or less.
I like to think so.
That's smart. I assure you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, sometimes you can be very prideful.
Yes.
That can hurt you and help you.
Yeah.
But if you're a sponge, I had older siblings as well, some considerably older. And I would get asked once in a while, this is a horrible question to ask a kid, a 10, 12-year-old kid. Which sibling would you rather be like? Which one do you want to be like when you want to grow up? And I'd look at him and say, I want to be me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like anyone else.
Yeah. I think I've been all my siblings, we're all so different. We all have different interests. I've never felt like I'm directly competing with any of them. It's just
that's good.
Yeah. It's been cool to grow up, especially and to have friends that are older and I can learn from. And I'm going to a birthday dinner with my sister tonight. And
nice.
So, yeah.
Your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, late happy birthday.
Well,
either way, happy birthday.
I appreciate it.
Let's see, Pride of Lambert High School.
Yes, I go Longhorns.
Go Longhorns. listeners, where's Lambert? What is that?
Oh, it's a great high school. I was on
I've heard good things about it.
Oh, yeah. And I was on the varsity soccer team. We won state my senior year.
Okay, now you're bragging. Now you're bragging.
Yeah, there's my pride coming out again.
That's good. Now, hey, listen, you did the work. You get to brag.
Well, yeah, it was really great. I got a state ring and I was so excited. And then it was at college when I got my state ring, and I was so sad because you're walking around, you're a freshman in college and you can't bring out your state ring from high school. Yeah, no, you're in college now.
And no one else walking around had a ring either. So
yeah, they'd be like, why is your ring so big? Not even know that it was a state championship ring.
All right, let's get to business.
All right.
We're having fun. Photography and design.
Yes.
You're not just a person that takes pictures, I think.
No, I am definitely not.
That's probably at the end of the spectrum of what you do.
Yeah, I would say it's...
Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
I would say, yeah, it's part of what I do. It's something that's always been a really big passion of mine. I've been told that I am the vomit entrepreneur, which...
Well, I wonder who told you that. I've heard that phrase before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the person who actually told me that went on this podcast.
She did.
Yes, and...
Personally, I fear her, so...
She has been so amazing to me.
Isn't she amazing?
She is...
Amy Whipple, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
she's awesome.
Amy is the best. Has really helped me on my journey, and she's helped me recognize that I am an expert in some areas and how I can leverage certain skills that I have and combine them and really benefit individuals and businesses alike.
Work to your strength.
Yes, and find a way to take my strengths and also use them to work on other people where they need assistance.
So you're going to try to give back as well.
Yeah, so...
At any age, that can be difficult. The younger you are, that can be even more difficult, honestly, because you don't realize.
Yes, recognizing what I can do and also looking at my age and also trying to find the line between, yes, I am young, but I've been doing a lot of these things for many years, and
right.
I do still have so much to learn and so many connections to make, but I am a great resource for businesses. I like to think that I'm a great photographer for both businesses and individuals. Mm-hmm. It's been really cool kind of figuring out what of my creative pursuits that I love to do and how I can help people while doing them.
Now, what made you decide to go into business for yourself? Being a business owner is not for everyone.
It is definitely not.
Now, is your family, a lot of entrepreneurs in your family?
No, actually,
really?
Nobody in my family. The traits of an entrepreneur, I like to think, exist in all of my siblings and my mom. Okay. My mom immigrated, so I was actually born in South Africa.
Really?
Yeah, and my whole family is from South Africa. And so my mom, when she was 33, immigrated to America.
You have no accent.
I do not. So my boyfriend always says, the older you get in my siblings, the more prevalent the accent is. And so my mom, her accent is quite strong, but
I'm sure
she is great. Everybody is great. And they all kind of have that entrepreneur aspect. And for me, it was something that had always been on my mind of something that I potentially wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I've always been so creative, and I was putting a lot of my creative energy into other businesses. And that was really great. I was doing what I loved to do, but I just felt like there was more. And then when I started my business and I was still working for other people, I was expending so much creative energy on their businesses, and there wasn't much left for myself. And so I kind of got to this point where I said, I need to focus on myself, I need to trust myself, and I want to make the jump. And I want to say I'm going all in, and I know that if I put my head down and I commit to it, that everything's going to work out. And so now I'm really lucky to be doing what I love to do and to be helping businesses and taking really beautiful photos, and I've had some really cool experiences, and so it's been a very exciting part of my journey.
Businesses of all sizes?
Yeah, so I love working with small businesses, with bigger businesses, doing product photography, email marketing, graphic design, and so especially with small businesses, there's always talks of, I don't know if I can afford this or this works with my budget. And the biggest piece is having a professional assist you with certain areas that they are professionals in. Mm-hmm. Like you're great, you have your business, and then bring in a professional and kind of get that outside look at things and see, okay, and I love looking to see, all right, what are you looking for? And then what is your budget? How can we work together to make sure that we can propel your business and that it is my time is a worthwhile investment in your business and vice versa?
You speak like someone 20 years older than you. You do.
Oh, thank you.
That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
Well, maybe we'll credit my brother, who's almost 20 years older than I am.
That's true. That's true. No, in all seriousness, though, what kind of degree, background, education?
So I got a marketing degree.
You do have a marketing degree. Okay.
Yes, I went to UGA. I
Go
graduated early. Yes, go Dogs. I have a very funny story, actually.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. She told Uga that, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
No, I do. I'll tell you that story in a moment.
I can't wait.
But yeah, so I have a digital marketing degree from UGA with a workforce diversity certificate. I had some really great opportunities while I was at UGA. And you talk about my speaking. I was actually in a public speaking competition.
That's a smart thing.
I got second.
Everyone should do that.
It was great. My teacher actually picked me to be a part of to represent him in this public speaking competition. And so that was
Nice.
really cool. I did a speech on why you should be an organ donor, which is not a very novel concept, but it was funny to me at the time because I firmly believed you should be an organ donor, but I was not at the time.
Wow.
But now I am.
Well, that's
And,
good.
Yeah, so I think that if anything, I did what I needed to do with my persuasive speech, and I persuaded myself to be an organ donor.
I have a dark sense of humor, a very dry sense of humor. I could not do that speech. It would be like a couple sentences. Be an organ donor. You're dead. You don't need them.
I mean,
And that would be the end of the speech. See, that would be horrible.
it's kind of, yeah. I mean,
That would be
you're great
horrible.
at speaking, though. I feel like
I
you
enjoy
would,
speaking.
You
I
would,
do.
yeah, you would be very persuasive even with your few
Give me
words.
some time.
I had plenty of time to prep my speech.
let me work
so.
on it. I would have people handing over their organs as they were living. That's how they would be sold on it.
Oh, it is a dark sense of humor that you
No,
have.
I have a dark sense of humor. Okay, full disclosure. I spent the vast majority of my life as a termite salesman.
Oh, wow.
Those who listen to a lot of these podcasts know about my former life. I'm a salesperson. Mm-hmm. Forgive me. But I would have people having their homes treated and feeling as though if they didn't treat it, quite honestly, they may not make it through tomorrow.
Oh,
They
well,
had to have their homes treated.
that's how you sell.
Well, without telling them, I convinced them. I don't know.
You did good.
They had to have my service.
Well, termites are nothing to mess around
Nothing
with.
to mess with, but when there's a few thousand companies out there,
They need you.
it's not always about price. It's about the person they're in front of.
And I mean, I totally agree with that. And that's something I've really recognized with my business.
I was never the cheapest, let's put it that way. Most inexpensive. Depends how you look at that.
But people wanted you because of
They
what
wanted
you brought.
me because I sold me.
Yes. And that,
And you have that.
oh, thank you.
You do. No, you do.
I'm trying to
Huge
get
compliment. Huge compliment.
there. I really appreciate that. And that is, I really want to represent, or I've recognized how much who I am as a person is my business. And so it's been cool to kind of have that growth in my business, but also that personal growth, and to figure out where those two areas mesh. And then also trying to find the way of keeping having a personal life and also having my business. And so there's been a lot of pieces that I've been balancing as I've been growing in both areas.
That's very delicate. That's a very
Yes.
delicate balance. It is easy for your business to consume you.
Yes.
And if you do it right, it probably will at times, honestly. But you do have to have a life outside of it.
Yeah, and I think what I also struggle with is I love what I do so much. And I didn't recognize it until my boyfriend he pointed it out to me, and he said, "All you talk about is photography," and that is what I'm.
That's your life,
and that's what I'm so passionate about. Mm-hmm. But it is kind of finding that way of saying, "Okay, this is my passion," and also saying, "Hey, sometimes I can take some photos just for me." And I can have that be my personal piece. And so I do I'll take photos of everything, like when I go to dinner, when I do things, just to remember things. But
right.
Yeah, it's really about finding that balance and making sure that every aspect of your personal and business life, that you're taking good care of it.
Now, you're also a graphic designer, are you not?
I am.
Never mind the paparazzi in the room. Just keep talking like
know.
you've been talking. The
He's pulled out his phone.
The paparazzi takes action pictures of us all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay on my train of thought. With
don't look
I
at
got
the man.
3 iPhone cameras on me right now.
Is there 3? Oh, I guess
Yeah. No, you have a great iPhone.
iPhone has a great owner. That's me. No,
I love the correction.
True. Yeah, wow. Sell your soul to Apple. I'm guilty.
Well, I'm wearing my Apple Watch right now.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
But yes, I am. I am a graphic designer. I've been doing graphic design for many years now. I started doing graphic design when I worked as an intern for Extra Special People, which is a nonprofit based out of Athens, serving people with special needs.
ESP.
Yes, ESP. I love ESP. And so
Laura is a good friend of the show.
Laura is great. And the whole organization is great. And I really...
It's done right.
Yes.
Just simply put.
And
Seriously.
it's serving people that need it. It was such a great time in my life because I've always worked with people with special needs, and that was always a passion of mine. In high school, I was able to, when I went to college, since I played soccer all throughout high school, when I got to college, I'd made the decision I wasn't going to play soccer in college.
You'd had enough.
I recognized I'm the kind of person that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to go through and do it. And I really wanted to look at it and say, am I going to do this for 4 years, and am I going to be happy, or do I want something else out of my college experience? I said, okay, I'm going to do something else, and I didn't know what that was. And then when I got to college, I stumbled across an ESP event. It turned out to be the biggest event that they had. I somehow got a spot, completely new, and I absolutely loved it. And that was something I did for the rest of my years in college. And they hired me as a social media and graphic design intern, and then that grew into a marketing assistant. And so that's really where my graphic design and love of graphic design started. And then I just continued to do that, and it grew into blending aspects from my marketing degree and doing email marketing, and it really, every aspect of my business kind of meshes really well together and can really benefit businesses, again, of all sizes.
I'm surprised you don't have a marketing company yet.
Maybe this will grow into that.
I'm just saying. Everything you just rattled off. Oh, by the way, that is a marketing company.
Yeah, it's right now it's the Bobbit Entrepreneur, but then when I have a full company, it's a marketing company.
Well, maybe that just puts the bow on it.
Yeah, and it does. And that was a piece when I was really trying to lay out my offerings. I was trying to think, how can I do this? How can I'm really good at all these different things, and I love doing all of these. How can I lay it out so it's digestible for people? And so
Right.
I kind of split it up into photo, design, and then video is an area that I want to grow into because I do have a lot of experience with video from my time at ESP, but I want to do that professionally eventually. But so photo and design are my two focuses. And so photo is kind of split into personal and business. So I'll do personal photography, anything from engagements, portrait sessions, proposals. I've got to photograph some really cool proposals, family photography, and then for businesses, product photography, branding, kind of any of those pieces. And then design is kind of my bucket for all things marketing, graphic design, email design. Those are kind of my two main focuses and two main offerings that I'm promoting right now.
So you know what a vector file is?
Yes, I do know what a vector file is.
You definitely know what that is.
Yeah, so if you need me to send you my logo for anything, I will definitely send it to you as
in 15 different files that we can't open because we don't have the software.
Yeah, well,
I know a little bit about that.
I'll send you a PNG, but if you're ever sending a graphic designer a logo, I'll get a lot of PNG logos.
No JPEGs.
Oh, I can.
Oh, the face she just made when I dropped the JPEG. Wow.
I love JPEGs. Again,
I love them too, but graphic designers
for
do
logos,
not.
Oh, yeah, because I'll have to take a JPEG and make it. So basically, vector files allow you to edit aspects of a logo and to resize it to whatever size that you need, and it's not blurry.
It doesn't deform. It does not deform, but will deform.
And the colors will change. And so vectors, it just makes it so any file that you put it in, if you're going to print it, anything you're going to use it for, and any needs you might have, makes it so much easier for a graphic designer like myself to be able to use it. So I've had to take JPEG logos and make them vectors, which is a little bit of a tedious process. But anytime I start working with a business and they only have PNG
and
JPEGs,
most do, because no one knows. I mean,
exactly,
they don't know.
Yes, and so that is one of the very first things that I'll do for them is get them the files that they will need.
You actually give it to them?
Of course.
You're a nice person.
Well, it's so important.
I have dealt with designers that will not freely give that file.
Oh.
They keep it hostage.
Oh, no, I think it's so important.
That's very nice of you. I'm dead serious.
Oh, I didn't know that wasn't
I shouldn't
a
have
thing.
told her that.
Yeah.
Now she'll be holding them all hostage.
Yeah, maybe I should be charged. Like, no,
They're valuable.
Yeah, well,
They guard them.
Yeah, well, I'm such a big proponent of, doing right by people, and that's kind of falls into that
category. Be surprised how far that goes, honestly.
And, we were talking about it earlier, about the energy you put out that comes back to you.
Big circle.
Yes,
right.
And again, I really want to do right by people in every aspect. So when it comes to logos or different aspects of their business, I'm very transparent with people. That's just like a small thing that I think is so important that, hey, whether or not you're working with me or you want to work with someone else, I want to make sure that you have everything that you need from your time working with me that is best for your business.
Awesome. We've been going over 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
See how quick that goes?
That was so fun.
That's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. This was great.
It's really great for me when I have a cool guest who wants to talk.
Oh,
So thank you for that.
yeah. Calling me cool. Thank you for that.
So now where are we at? Where are we at now? I know an old man calling her cool. That's the highlight of her day. I
No,
promise.
it really, me being called cool, it's
Yeah.
not typical, but I do very much
They don't say
appreciate
that word
it.
anymore. I'm old. I say
Oh,
cool.
no, I think it's such a high compliment.
Really?
Yeah. No, 100%.
It is coming from me. It is, but
I know. Yeah, you're pretty cool.
what have we not? Well, wow. Now she's throwing it back at me.
No, I'm
What
throwing
have
compliments back.
what have we not talked about that you really need to hit home on?
Man,
You love photography. You're a graphic designer.
I'm an email marketer.
We understand your marketing abilities. Just being able to rattle all that off the top of your head like that, yeah, that's impressive by itself.
Well, thank you.
What else do we need to talk about real quick before we get out of here?
Oh, man, about my business. I mean, honestly, I think the piece that I was thinking about when I was thinking about what I wanted to say on this podcast, it wasn't necessarily about my business, but it was about something that I really learned when I started my business.
Okay.
And it was I talked a bit about like trusting myself. And I've talked to people that want to be entrepreneurs and that are kind of nervous about, oh, should I do it? Or can I do this? And that was something that I really I made the decision that trust in you. And I saw something that was talking about how you build confidence is saying to yourself, when you say you're going to do something, do it. And I said it earlier, I'm the kind of person when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And especially it's so important when it's you and you're telling yourself. And so when you start to do that and you start to create that trust in yourself, it's okay to take the leap. It's okay to take the jump, and it's okay to let people see you struggle or to let people see you learn, because that's how you grow. That was just kind of something that I want to share with any potential business owners, small businesses. I mean, if they need any assistance in any of the many areas that we've talked about, I'm happy to be there. But the big piece that I think I just want to hit home at is that you can trust yourself and you can do it.
I hear you. You're living proof.
Yes, I like to think so. And I'm still growing and learning and hoping.
Don't ever stop growing and learning.
Yes.
Seriously, don't ever stop. You have a website?
I do. My website is just my name, Daniela Conroy. It's Daniel with an A. And while I'm saying that, I just thought,
Yes.
let me tell you my quick, fun UGA story.
We forgot that.
It's super fast.
You don't have to be fast. Take your time.
Okay, well.
Let's soak it in, folks.
Yes, soak
We've
it.
we've had you on there for like 23, 24 minutes, folks. You can bear a couple more entertaining minutes.
This is a cool story. If you're a UGA fan, you'll laugh very much at this. So I said I worked at ESP. I was the president of ESP at UGA, which is the extension of the organization on UGA's campus. When I was the president of that club, we did something called Dress Down with the Dogs. It was a big campaign that we ran. So basically, you wear a T-shirt to a UGA game. It was the homecoming home game. So you wear a T-shirt to dress down to show your support for people with Down syndrome.
Okay.
And so it was a big campaign we ran. We ran with the University of South Carolina. They did a proclamation. UGA, student government, did a proclamation. There was a ton of different pieces to it. It was really cool because we got a ton of organizations involved. So at the game, we had Adnan, one of our participants from ESP, who has Down syndrome. He actually joined the paint line as an exclamation mark.
He was an exclamation point.
It was super cool. And I was up front with Adnan. The paint line was Dress Down Dogs, and I'm up front with him. And it's the UGA versus South Carolina game back in 2019. And if you're a big UGA fan, you'll probably remember this game because UGA went into overtime with the University of South Carolina. And for me, it was a huge game. I'm like up front wearing my Dress Down T-shirt, but I'm competitive.
No.
But I think football is cool. I'm not a huge football person, but if I'm at that game, you best believe I'm cheering on the dogs.
You were in the moment.
Yes. And
Yes.
so I was very, very frustrated with how UGA was playing. And I had my hands up on my temples and I'm sitting down and I'm just staring because I'm so angry that we're in overtime. And then my phone starts blowing up. and I made national television.
Yeah, you did.
For my just sheer anger and disappointment in
You
UGA.
are that person.
Oh my, and I was getting text after text, and it was a solid like 5 to 6 seconds of just my face and just me so angry. And I'm like, people are texting me, are you wearing a white shirt? Like, hey, I just saw you on TV.
Say, no, it's purple or something.
I'm like, that's
Red.
not me.
That's not me.
Yeah, no, it was me. So it was my claim to
twin.
fame on national television, but it was
Congratulations on that, I think.
Thanks. But yeah, it was the same day as like, it was a huge game for me for everything with Dress Down. And so
this was your day, your moment.
yes. And it was not just my moment, but it was a moment for individuals with Down syndrome and to show like the support from the whole campus.
The program was kind of your baby.
Yes,
a little bit.
Yes, me and my team.
Your team of
and so it was and then it became known for the angry look.
The angry girl.
Yeah, yes. And so I've tried to look. I have the photo. I'll send it to you, or maybe
there
I
are
should
people scouring YouTube right now.
Yeah, there was like Barstool Sports was tweeting me, and it was definitely a fun time.
Congratulations.
I hope that was worth the extra few minutes that you all stayed on to listen.
I enjoyed it.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you're darn right it is. Well, Daniela, thanks for coming in. Website, DanielaConroy.com. You're on social media for things other than being a UGA fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Daniela Conroy Photography on Facebook.
Yes. And
you are on LinkedIn.
I am.
Anything, Instagram, you kids, Instagram, what's the other stuff?
I know, you didn't ask me about Instagram. I was surprised.
I don't do the Instagram, but yes. You're on Instagram?
Yes, I am. My name, Daniela Conroy, LLC on Instagram. You'll see it'll have a DC in the profile photo.
Nice. What does that mean?
That's just my name.
Oh, DC. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Daniela Conroy. I don't have a middle name, so it works out.
You don't, really?
No, I don't. And I'll always, so whenever I get married, I'm just going to take my last name and move it to my middle name. So I'm always going to be Daniela Conroy.
Smart gal.
Yeah, thank you. I like to think so.
Awesome. They're going to play my music any second now. In all seriousness, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Continued success.
Thank you.
I mean, keep rolling with it. Keep being you.
I will.
I'm dead serious. That sounds so easy, but many people don't. They're playing my music. A lot of people don't be themselves, and that's a mistake. Folks, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to need a few hours to recover from the energy in the room. Great episode. Hey, I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.